It's really cool because they're literally turning on and off actual pixels on the display. A great example of Samsung display at work on a Samsung phone. However, I think the bigger story is with the base Galaxy S26 as well as the Plus. The S26 is a tough sell this year. It is, first of all, more expensive, so it is now going from $800 to $900. It has got some cuts, so it no longer has millimeter wave on the base model. And while in the US, all of the Galaxy S26 line are using Snapdragon processors, in other markets such as Europe as well as Korea, it is actually going to be using the Exynos 2600. And there are actually some, I don't call them downgrades, but for example, on the Ultra, it's no longer made out of titanium. So they've gone back to aluminum. Now, supposedly it's a little bit more of a armored aluminum, it's a higher grade, but I think it's a really interesting year to look at the Galaxy S26 line because there's some good, but there's also a lot of stuff which, I'll be honest, is a bit disappointing. Let's start with something that's hard for me to justify. If you pull up the camera specs on the Galaxy S23, S24, S25, and the brand new S26 side by side, you'll see they're the same. The base S26 is shipping with essentially the same camera system Samsung has been using since 2023, just with a little bit of sprinkled AI on top. Same main sensor, same ultra wide, same telephoto. We're talking about 4 generations, 4 years with these same cameras. In a world where the competition like the Pixel and the iPhone are constantly upping the game, is it really okay to have essentially the same camera setup year after year after year? I would argue, no, not even a little bit. Especially when you're charging $100 more. Look, I'm sure these cameras will be solid, maybe even good, but while the main sensor is all right, I would say that the ultra-wide, definitely the telephoto, are really showing their age at this point. There's also still no Qi2 magnetic charging. I mean, Apple's had MagSafe for years, and the Qi2 standard exists specifically to bring that capability to everybody. Samsung is setting this one out. I'm sure there's a perfectly good engineering reason for that, like interfering with reverse wireless charging or something, but you know, all we know for sure is it definitely has nothing to do with the fact that they want to sell you a first-party case with the magnets already inside.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
And remember the Galaxy S25 Edge